You know, I'm just going to keep a jar next to my computer as I type this and deposit a shiny new quarter each time I accidentally pluralize knight in The Witch and the 100 Knight. There aren't 100 knights, and that one doesn't count. There is just 100 knight. And if that isn't confusing enough, well, hold on, Spanky, because we're going to get into some seriously intense freakouts. How intense? Try this on for size. It's a Nippon-Ichi game, and it's in 3D. Not just sprites battling on 3D grids, mind, actual 3D. It's brave new territory, certainly, and the end result ends up being divisive, for lack of a better term. This might be the game you love to hate, or hate to love. Most of it's going to come down to how much you can stomach this deranged witch.
Hey, 100 Knight, she's still alive. Stab her in the mouth.
You are the 100 Knight, being created from darkness and summoned into this world to do the bidding of the Swamp Witch, who hates, well, everything that isn't the swamp, really. She sets you off on missions to expand her empire by releasing swamp mud all over the land, since she can't actually venture out into the unswamps. That's where you come in, with your magical hammer space full of huge freaking weapons, all ready to slaughter anything in your path as you activate waypoints, put down indigenous wildlife, and on occasion, rampage through a town for fun and profit. You can take over houses and demand tribute from those you terrorize. You can customize your weapons loadout on the fly to best exploit enemy weaknesses to slashing, blunt, or magical damage. You can eat enemies to restore your health, though doing so takes up space in your inventory, viz. Your stomach. You can micromanage 5 of your weapons to exploit their die order, giving each successive swing a larger bonus. It's all a little obsessive, but I already said it's a Nippon-Ichi game, so that's kind of a given. As much as it doesn't play like any Nippon-Ichi title you've ever seen, it sure looks and sounds the part. You're going to see the same super demonic character designs, the same absurd creatures, and you're going to hear Tenpei Sato's soundtrack that sounds like every Disgaea game ever made, condensed into a fine powder of violins and violence. But don't be fooled, Disgaea and its ilk were light-hearted romps compared to what gets perpetrated in the name of this Swamp Witch. Even Phantom Brave, a game that hinges upon the psychological torture of a preteen girl, looks like Bambi when placed against... well, you'll have to play it to believe the goes down here. Personally, I put it next to Drakengard on the spectrum of games that will make you question the future of mankind, if only for the levels of evil that the human mind can conceive. Still, no worse than the Wall Street Journal, I guess.
100 Knight, rip her head off, and do your best to make sure she feels...
If you're coming in looking for a tactical engagement, well, you're going to find one, but it's going to be really weird. Not satisfied with just making you survive each stage as you explore and conquer, you actually have to watch your caloric expenditure, as Mr. 100 Knight there can't actually do anything if he's out of fuel. Manage to power your way through a stage, and probably a huge freaking boss, and you'll bank all the EXP you earned in a manner not unlike the Guided Fate paradox. And then you'll probably see something in the post-battle plot that frankly will deaden something inside of you. Then the ending credits will roll. And then the next chapter will start, because apparently, roll the credits after every chapter like we're watching anime is now a thing. Don't hesitate to try The Witch and the 100 Knight to experience a fairly innovative take on the action RPG, but Classic Game Room will not be held responsible if your soul decides to vacate your condemned body, changes its name to Hennessy to avoid association with the pile of bones that was you, and goes off to start an apple butter farm. You have been warned. And hey, if that already describes you, you've got nothing to worry about.
If it were anybody else, their story would have ended right there. Game over. Don't make me laugh.
An ending rather than a game over sounds far more suitable